related things, but like, ooh, okay.
All right, computer.
Yeah, I'm good.
And you've been working on a couple of projects, I heard.
So earlier this year, I think in October, I did a project called Barely Black. It was just like a standard student film, but it was still fun. And what else did I do? Um, I probably can't say a lot about this project because I don't know how under wraps it is, but I was a stand-in um on a production for a TV channel, and
Hmm.
we'll leave it at that.
And when is it going to be released?
I think it's probably going to release early next year, I would hope.
Okay. And
But I'm not in it, I'm just standing in.
that's one project. And then what's the other project that you're working on?
So I'm not sure if it's going to get a formal release, but it like took around 2 days to film, and it was about a girl who was mixed race like me, but she was struggling with being mixed race, and she wasn't like not black enough, not white enough, and it was just like her exploring the problems that are with that and like social problems and all that stuff. It was very interesting.
Wow. And where was it filmed? And was filmed in England?
Oxford, yeah.
Oxford, okay. And
I think it was Oxford at least.
what was your role in that film?
I played Felicity. She was the lead, and yeah.
And then yeah, that's two projects. And I noticed on your Instagram you were doing other projects as well.
Um, what other I mean, Becoming Elizabeth came out this year. I was Elizabeth's lady in waiting in that.
And what is that about?
It was about the early Queen Elizabeth before she actually came on the throne, and I don't think it's going to be renewed for a second season. So we've got Elizabeth right after Henry VIII died, and her like mission, not really mission, her journey to the throne, which we never actually got to see, but we got to see a fair amount of it.
That's awesome. It's amazing. And by the way, it's sad what happened in England. The Queen Elizabeth passed away.
I know, yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah. And
Longest reigning monarch.
right. So, and how's the weather been in England so far?
It's surprising. You can start the day and it can be really lovely and sunny, and you could think you're in like a really hot country, and then it will start raining, and then like you can go out and it will be raining, and you can come back home and it will be sunny again. So like the weather's having swings. Today it was pretty warm, but it was also raining at night, so it's kind of England can't make its mind up.
That's what I noticed about England. It rains, it snows, or sunny and clear skies.
It's the whole shebang these days. We've got
Right.
everything. Mm.
So that's and then so you have any other future upcoming projects for you?
I'm currently self-submitting to a lot of things. I'm in the auditioning process for a few projects. But yeah, I'm currently taking class acting classes with Mark German. He's an acting teacher slash agent based in Swansea. Um and yeah, so I'm in the auditioning process. There's a few self-tapes out there, but as we all know, might do nothing, might be a career changer. But yeah.
Right. And do you see yourself maybe for your future going to New York soon?
New York.
Hmm.
I
Acting.
love New York. Times Square is just like I love it. So yeah, 100% I'd love to go to New York. I've been there, but I went there when I was like 14 or 15, and I really want to go back 100%.
And what was the most challenging role you ever taken so far?
Um, Challenging role. In terms of character, probably Felicity and Betty Black, because it was exploring a real life problem that could be applied to me that I don't really that I wouldn't necessarily find a problem for me, but it was a problem that people like me could face, and it was interesting to like delve into that. And like yeah, it was the most real storyline I've ever done, and I look forward to doing more. Um but what wait, was it the most hardest one? Or did you say
The
sorry?
most challenging?
Yeah. Um but yeah, the thing on Becoming Elizabeth was interestingly challenging because it was like the
Hmm.
first recurring role on a big film set. Um, the stand-in wasn't necessarily a role, but as a stand-in, you just stand in for the actor that is like she. In my case, the actor was underage, so she could you couldn't film too much with her. But I actually kind of in one of the scenes got to be in the scene, obviously like not on camera, but like in the scene rehearsing and in the scene with the other actors. So that was quite challenging because I was like, there was some like I'm not sure if they're big names, but they're established actors. So being in the same scene with them was kind of like was very exciting. But like, it was challenging to maintain the professional levels when you're like, oh, this is fun.
And when was this filmed and when is it released?
It was filmed, I think was it, over a course of like a few weeks, I think, and it was last month, I think. And I hope it's going to be released next year. I haven't got any of that info,
Hopefully it
sadly.
will be. And what role, if any, deeply affected you, perhaps permanently changed you in a permanent manner?
Any roles that change me? Or,
Yes, or changed you in a permanent manner.
um, I wouldn't say I've been in like I've done any roles that have changed me per se, but I definitely but the Barely Black, the playing Felicity and Barely Black was it gave like another insight into the mindset of somebody who struggles with problems like that. Um so I wouldn't necessarily say it changed me, but it was the realest thing I've done so far. So I kind of had an element of like digging a little deeper than the rest of my characters.
Okay. And what is the most challenging as being an aspect of an actress?
Basically everything. Yeah, there's a lot of challenging things because there's anything challenging from being on set and seeing someone that you've watched as a child, or there's it being quiet for a while. Like I won't lie, this year is like it's not been a really busy one for acting, but like you keep yourself busy. Um, but yeah, like there's lots of challenging things, but being in the moment, in the right headspace, and being in the right place emotionally is quite challenging most of the time, but it's
Okay.
fun.
And what would you say is your greatest accomplishment so far as an actress?
Hmm. So I wouldn't necessarily call it the greatest accomplishment as an actress because I wasn't necessarily thrilled with my performance in it. However, the best I would say in 2020 I made a short film with my friend Becky called Search Party, and that was more of a like more of an achievement based on creating a film that we thought looked like it'd come from Netflix, which is obviously a bit of a big step, but creating a film from start to finish over the course of like 5 months was definitely a big kind of step,
Mm.
and it was definitely an achievement. But as an actor, possibly. I mean, the first short film I ever properly got cast in was called The Past by June, and used that in like my showreel and stuff. And that one was quite a heavy responsibility because I had like all this dialogue and like the camera, like the DOP and ADs were like trying to like make all the shots line up. And there was this one shot where there was like a PowerPoint behind me of like what's it name? The Cleopatra, and I had these like this like long dialogue to do with all these complicated Greek names to remember, and they were focusing on the camera and the timing with the slideshow, and I was having to remember all these Greek names and all the like the blocking that we'd done, and I think that was one of the most challenging things because it was the most responsibility and challenge I'd ever had, and yeah, it was very fun and a little stressful but mostly fun.
And when was this filmed?
That was October 2020, so that was a while ago.
Oh, wow, during the pandemic.
Yeah,
Wow.
and that's available to view
And
on
where can people
yeah.
watch it?
Um, Again, it was a third year film project, so it never got a formal release. But I think you can. Did I put it on my website yet? Uh, I think I'm planning on putting it on my website, but there's like a snippet on my Instagram account. But yeah, probably on my website soon. Possibly they may have it on YouTube. I think maybe. But yeah.
Wow, I can't wait. And what other roles would you like to see your character interact with?
What other roles would I like to?
Did you see your character interact with?
Well, which character?
Oh,
Hmm?
what other role would you like to see yourself interact with?
Oh, I mean, it's always fun to go into the mean person section. Maybe like, oh my God, there's so many roles out there I can't choose. Yeah, the mean one or someone with like an interesting past, because that would be fun to play. Maybe like a young CEO, is that overstepping? Just like something like that.
Right. Wow.
Or maybe like a something sci-fi. That would be
Okay.
fun.
That's a good one. Sci-fi is really,
Yeah, I want to be casting Doctor Who.
yeah. Do you have any funny or interesting stories on set or behind the scenes?
So, mhm. So basically, when I was a stand-in, this is a tiny little bit gory, but we were just in Video Village, just waiting between takes, and all of a sudden, this cat that lives in the house that we were filming at comes over the fence, and we're like, okay, and then like the cat's coming from here, so the hair and makeup artists can see it, and they're like, oh my God, and I'm like, what's happening? I turn around, and this cat has a mouth, a mouse in its mouth. And we're like, oh God, is this mouse okay? And I actually think it was a rat. And so it runs across Video Village and it puts this mouse down, and this mouse doesn't, sorry, the rat doesn't look very well. So like we were just like trying to film a project while this poor rat was not feeling so great. And like it was like in a food container in the corner, whilst like the main characters were getting mic'd up, and whilst they were trying to figure the whole project out, and there was this rat in the corner that had just been attacked by a mouse. It added texture to the day, but it was a bit, we kept checking on it because it looked a little unwell.
Wow. And did it survive?
Honestly, the medic took it to the vet and we didn't hear anything, so I'm hoping it survived, or if not, then I'm hoping it was like put down nicely.
Right.
So
But
yeah,
attacked it or just the
it just had it in its mouth.
wow. I should be laughing, but that's sad.
Yeah.
Do you have any hidden talents that nobody knows about?
Oh, I don't hidden talents. Probably not.
And what's your
No.
favorite memory as of right now on set so far?
Favorite memory. I think my favorite memory, it was either just anything on Becoming Elizabeth, because like I met so many incredible people on there and like spoke to directors and it was amazing. But probably when I was a stand-in, because like being in like having a call sheet, being like with all like in the middle of all the being in the middle of the scene with all the actors. Um, I met a few, and yeah, just like being in the scene in the moment as a stand-in. It was a really, really good experience.
Okay.
So yeah,
And
being like in the scene.
oh wow. And if you could work on your favorite TV show or film with your favorite co-star, who would it be?
Hmm. Probably Doctor Who. I kind of I before it ends, if it ever does end at this point, I think I kind of want to be on Doctor Who because I've been watching that since I was like really young. My dad watched it, so like being on the show, I it would be amazing.
And Doctor Who's been going on from generation
It has, yeah. And like
generations,
David
right?
Tennant made a comeback for its 60th anniversary, so I wouldn't mind working with David Tennant.
Yeah, it's so amazing how Doctor Strange is so popular.
Yeah, it's crazy, but
Yeah,
it's amazing,
it's an amazing show.
100%.
Giving anything away, what's your favorite dialogue line?
In which project?
Either one.
Hmm, favorite dialogue. There's like, I'm not sure if it made the final cut, but in Barely Black, there was a shouting scene that I was like blown away by because I was like, wow, this character's got a lot to unpack. But there was this long shouting scene with like revealing some almost traumatic moment from the past, and that was an interesting one. Just like it was very intense, and I won't. it was quite a while ago, but yeah, this intense shouting monologue from a short film, Belly Black.
Okay. And who's the funniest person on cast so far that you met?
When I was on set of Becoming Elizabeth, Tom Cullen, he played Thomas Seymour. He was hilarious. Like when we were between takes in, I'm not 100% which scene it was, but like one of my friends, Lola, she could do this thing where you like put your finger down like that, but we're like just everything like that. And Tom Cullen came over to us, and Lola was already like this, and he was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And so he tried to go like this, and he was like fully like trying his best, like in the middle of the scene to have it like this, and he couldn't do it. But yeah, I can't do it. Lola Rogers can.
Oh wow. And what's your advice for someone who wants to break into acting?
um, be in class and don't give up.
Hmm.
Really work hard.
That's true. And auditions and
100% audition, don't lose hope, keep going, work hard, all of the above.
you started acting at what age?
I started in theatre when I was 7 and in TV and film when I was 15.
So do you like theater or you like TV and film?
I used to originally like theatre, but then ever since like when I like started watching movies and TV series, then I'm currently right now I'm definitely in TV and film.
Oh, okay. And are you currently in London or are you outside of London?
I'm outside of London in Bristol.
Oh, Bristol. Okay.
Mm.
I don't know England really well, but how far is that from London?
It's a 2 hour coach journey, and I think actually, yeah, maybe it's a 3 hour coach journey. I went there earlier this year to go meet up with one of my actor friends, but yeah, it's about 2 or 3 hours depending on traffic.
Oh wow. And I'm sorry, you have to translate for us, but what does coach journey mean?
What would the equivalent be? So it's like like buses,
Right.
but like a bigger bus.
Okay.
Wait, wait. I'll see if I can find a photo. I don't know how to describe a coach. We have like this brand called Coach Style.
Hmm.
Do you have coach? I'm. Oh, that's the one translation I don't know.
We probably use a different meaning. That's why I was trying to make sure.
Probably, yeah. That's a coach.
Oh, okay. We call big limousine bus, but yes,
You call them what?
limousine bus.
Oh, I love that. But yeah, there's like coaches that go from like Bath to London, and they're long, but they are cheaper than the train, which is hella expensive.
And I may be the only one who says limousine bus, but I could be wrong. But um,
I like limousine bus. I might be like, are there any limousine buses around here, guys?
so how long is how much, if you mind me asking, how much would the train ride be?
I can actually find out right now, but I think like maybe £70. It's quite pricey, but maybe because it's much quicker. We've got something called Train Line in the UK, so we'll go Bristol.
To London? We see
Yeah.
£70.
Hmm? Let's see,
70 pounds.
Bristol. Hopefully, but actually, yeah, probably is. Yeah, London, any. Okay, um, it's loading. What's it gonna come up with? Oh God, sick. So if you want to just find a seat, any seat, standard seat, it's £60. But if you want to go first class, however, it's gonna cost you a whopping £197.
Wow,
That's 1 hour and 40 minutes direct to London Paddington.
that's expensive.
It is expensive. And but there's also 202. It depends on what time you go. It's terrible. That's why people use the coach or the limousine bus.
Did not know that. That's so
Mm,
funny.
it's pricey.
Right, right. What would you say to other inspiring actors and actresses out there around your age and who want to do what you're doing?
Hmm?
What would you say to other actors and actors who are inspiring to become like be where you are?
Train, watch TV shows and movies that you want to be a part of. And the most important one is never give up. Keep going. I've been in this game for 5 years. It's a mission. It's like it's a long journey, but it's so worth it in the end.
That's true. 100%.
Hmm.
And you
Keep just keep going. Keep the passion up.
right, don't give up, keep that passion. Keep
100%.
When did you start exactly again? What year?
It was 2018, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
that was when I got my first job as an extra in a student film.
And what was the student film?
I think it was called either Rosie or the Book Club, and it's where I actually met a lot of my long-standing actor friends. Yeah, it was filmed in London, which was probably still a 200 train journey away. But yeah, that was like my first ever short film, and I actually got a line in that, but I think it got cut. But that was back when I knew nothing.
And what was it about? Like a murder scene or
I think it was about a girl with a stutter who was trying to get into a book club, I think. But I hate to say it, but I wasn't really paying much attention to the storyline. I was just so excited to be on set because it was my first time. But my second time was actually filming in a nightclub in London.
and what was that about? The
That
film.
was Girl on the Train. It was the Hindi remake of Girl on the Train.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was 16 with a fake beer bottle, partying in like this massive London dance club and a nightclub, and it was very insane.
Really? And how long was the film?
The film probably a total of 2 hours, but we were on set for 14 hours, so that was fun, and that's actually the standard amount of time that you're on set for.
Okay. Wow. So tell me, tell everybody what have you been up to in your career, in your life? Are you going you I last time we talked, you were going to
That
college.
was such a long time ago. I was like
Yes.
January.
I believe it was January. It's been a long time since last time
It has, yeah.
um college or working. I mean, what have you been up to since we
So I actually I did go to college, but I actually left college before that interview as well, just because it was too theatre based for me really. But I've done a lot this year. Not all of it in the acting, not all of it in acting, but I've still been an actor, if that makes sense. I think like the night before we had an interview, or like a week before or something, um I started working at this like cafe, and like I think tomorrow is my last day of working in that cafe. So I've been there like I've been working on my barista skills for quite a while. In terms of acting, I started the new classes with Mark German. I've changed my approach to different scripts, so I'm hoping that now I don't want to say things will start to happen. Like now I've got a new approach. It may open more opportunities. Um yeah, like I've done a lot of work outside of acting. Like I've built lots of like other friends that are outside of acting. But yeah, I mean this year's not necessarily been a huge one for acting. Other than the standard job, which was very fun, but it has been a year for loving coffee and yeah, going on like adventures, like going to we have this beautiful place in the UK called Devon, specifically Linton and Lynmouth. So I go there a lot. But yeah, it's it's been a fun year, and it's very weird that it's Christmas very soon. I'm not ready for Christmas.
yes, Christmas is coming soon. So
Yeah.
yes, you're working. So where are you going to be working next? Possibly another restaurant or
So I actually recently secured a job at a coffee chain.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say what coffee chain it is, but it's a pretty big, well-known one. But yeah, I'm very excited to join it. So yeah, from moving on, I'm gonna be doing my part-time job and full steam ahead on acting. Hmm.
Wow. And you know a lot about coffee?
I love coffee. I probably drink it way too much. I actually bought my own coffee machine just because I love it so much. Yeah, I've been doing lots of latte art, lots of coffee making.
Like
And also like
cappuccino?
in like working in coffee shops is actually quite beneficial as well, because like you meet all sorts of new people, and you can even act while you're working. You can pretend, oh, I'm just going to be a nice barista, and now I'm going to it's a bit weird, but like it boosts your confidence, it boosts your it's really beneficial. But yeah,
Wow. And then you know how to make a cappuccino, a maca, and
all of the above.
yeah. Okay.
Lots of fun.
And so you
I recall actually over this past few months, I've actually named being a barista and making coffee a hobby, really.
wow. So you love making coffee.
It's so fun, yeah. Like just what like swirling the milk to be perfect is just like it's fun. That's what hence why I bought a coffee machine.
So what's your favorite coffee that you like to make?
Um, I love flat whites because like I don't really like to drink them because I think they're a bit strong, but like to make a flat white, you like have to do perfect milk and you can just like the coffee art like it's so much fun because you can just like it's so satisfying. And a cappuccino as well because you can make that all frothy.
Oh, wow.
Mm. Maybe I can use that as in my audition video to play a barista now.
Yes, you can. Definitely.
Yeah, I'll just film myself at work and be like, can I here's my audition.
It's true. You definitely could be doing a barista audition for sure. And
100%.
so, yeah, I know it's almost Christmas. Can you believe it?
No, I really can't. I'm not ready for Christmas. I'm not done with this year yet.
I know it's almost December. So,
Yeah.
this question, what is halloumi?
Halloumi. I think it's a kind of meat. I don't eat halloumi. Is that like a strictly British thing that I don't know about? Or that I've heard of
Hallo-
halloumi.
I thought, isn't it cheese? I heard.
Maybe. Oh, wait, let's Google. Because I've heard, oh, you're right, it is cheese. Yeah, it's a, oh dear, I said it was
Have
meat.
you ever had it?
I think it looks like is it tofu? Is it used in tofu? That looks like tofu. Maybe. I don't think I've ever had it. No, maybe I need to try some halloumi.
Okay. I heard it was really good.
Yeah, on fried halloumi. That looks fun. I'm just gonna go out and buy some halloumi after this interview.
Yeah, let me know how it tastes like. I know it's really popular in England. So, uh,
Yeah, definitely.
so curious questions for anybody who's wondering if they've never been to England. What's the number one thing that everyone needs to see or do when they get to England?
You need to go to Buckingham Palace.
Hmm.
Obviously. Actually, in Bristol, there is a beautiful place called the Waterfront where you've got the M Shed and you've got all kinds of like beautiful pubs and stuff, but it's like really beautiful, kind of like in like the evening, anything between like 6 o'clock and like 9 p.m. maybe in the summer. It's so beautiful, so many nice pubs, so many nice restaurants. It's the perfect like night out. They've like lots of festivals around there. So Buckingham Palace if you're feeling fancy, or the Bristol waterfront.
Okay. And that's in London, right?
Bristol waterfront's in Bristol, so that's like it's near Bath. Um, yeah, Bristol's doesn't really have a county, but yeah, it's in Bristol.
Okay. Okay. And definitely I definitely have to check out England.
100%. Yeah, you need to come and visit England.
Never been to England. I heard about it. It's so beautiful, but it's really
Yeah,
and the weather changes and it's just
the weather changes every 2 hours these days. It's so like
does it really change
when
every
you
2 hours?
well, okay, no, that's a bit dramatic, but like it can actually. But like someone in England needs to invent an outfit where you could fit for all the weather. Like you need to have a massive coat, and then you need to have like a swimming costume for when it gets really hot, and then maybe like a t-shirt. But yeah, it's constant weather changes. It might be
And
raining
I
outside. It's not sunny because it's night, but it could be raining. It might be humid. Who knows?
right. So I heard that if you're in England, you leave the house with an umbrella in your hand just in case.
You always have an umbrella. Yeah, got one in my bag, got one in the car, and yeah, it could or a hood, anything that help protects you from the rain, which
Because
is pretty frequent.
you never know, right?
You never know.
Wow.
We're famous
Yeah,
for rain. We're famous for bad weather.
that's crazy. Well,
Mhm.
it's been a while since you've been on my show.
It has, yeah.
My show is in January.
Yeah, I think it was like January 25th. I looked at my old interview.
Right. And it's been all the way from January till now. So
A long time.
I reached out to you and see when I to have you back on my show and get more up
Yeah.
on what have you been up to?
Um, since I was last on your show,
Yes.
I started my barista career as well. And I think, was it a few months after that, I started training with Mark German. So yeah, I've been doing their weekly challenges. But yeah, it's been a lot of like venturing outside of acting, but staying in acting. Um, but yeah, I haven't done uh, a lot. I actually haven't been on set a lot this year, but next year is the year.
That's good. That's good. Definitely.
I'm
Definitely.
manifesting the next year is the year.
Well, definitely need to talk more about it.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, talk about next year, your acting career and everything. So
Hmm.
that's amazing. That's
Definitely. I actually think I'm not sure how recent it is, but I got a website at some point. I'm not sure if I had one while we talked or not. But yeah, but that's something new.
right. Last time I had you on my show, you didn't tell me you had a website.
Oh, well, I have a website. So do
Oh,
you. I saw your website looks so cool. I love it.
thank you very much. And what's your website?
It's literally just called www.julieharrop.com. It's a bit basic, but it gets to the point.
Yeah, very nice. That's good. JulieHarp.com. I'm good
Yeah.
on your website and keep up all the work. And, I definitely can't wait to catch up with you again on my show and talk about your next upcoming projects.
Definitely. I'll have something more exciting for you then.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. And it's what time is it? It's 2:14 p.m. my time.
8:14 p.m. my time.
Oh, okay. I lose track of what time it is in England.
Yeah. I'm actually pretty decent at keeping track of the times in America. You're like 6 hours behind, I think,
6 or 7
roughly.
hours.
Yeah, something like that. I have some friend I like I'm friends with like Nicole and Victoria. I think they've been on your show. And
Mhm.
like it sometimes it's like like just normal morning for me, 9 o'clock, and I text them and I'm like, wait a second, it's like it's like the crack of dawn for them right now. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like when people are like you're texting us and we're like sleep or we're just not
Time difference. Yeah, the time difference can it can be a bit of a problem occasionally, but it's fun.
right. It definitely is.
Mm.
Well, thank you for coming on my show, and I definitely can't wait to have you back.
Yeah, I can't wait to be back.
All right, thank you so much, and I'll talk.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.